Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another massive match of Super Rugby Pacific. This one, the Blues going head-to-head with the Chiefs. What promises to be a very entertaining fixture at Eden Park. These two sides have a bit of a rivalry brewing at this point in time, but there are quite a few missing pieces of these two sides for this contest. In terms of their lineups for the Chiefs, there is no Damian McKenzie, there is no Satiti, and there is no Leroy Carter out there on the field. For the Blues, they haven't got a Beauden Barrett, but they have still got the option of Finlay Christie, Stephen Petafeta in that 19 combo with Clark, AJ Lamb, Hoskins Satutu, Dalton Papali, you name it, out there on the field at the moment for the Blues, getting ready to go for this contest. But of course, do let me know who you think will win this game. This one taking place in the very near future at Eden Park, about 18 minutes away from the kickoff. We've just seen a bit of an interesting fixture between Moana Pacifica and the Fijian Drua in regards to the type of high-scoring affair that we did see. But this game has potential of either being extremely high-scoring or a bit of a test match feel. These are the three times that the two sides played last year. As you can see, a couple being separated by only the 1 point. The first one of which was the 15th of March, 32 points to 31. The win for the Chiefs. The game prior to that was at Eden Park. That was early stages of the Super Rugby season. In fact, it was almost exactly a year ago that that game took place, and it was the Chiefs who were able to get themselves the away win, 25 points to 14, and then that qualifying final. Now, the substantialness of that game was maybe a little bit underestimated at the time, but when you look at the fact that through that contest, when the Blues beat the Chiefs in the qualifying final, that took away the Chiefs' home field advantage, which then meant they were away from home up against the Crusaders in said final, and they lost. Could say that that game had a monumental effect on the Chiefs' overall season. But looking through at what these two sides did in pre-season, we saw two great wins for the Chiefs. They were the only side to be able to get themselves two wins from two. It was up against the Fijian Drua, and also a massive win away from home up against the Hurricanes that game. In Porirua, in terms of the Blues, they had a close game up against the Canes, 44 points to 36. Had a great win over the Crusaders, 45 points to 24. That was their second and final pre-season fixture. But of course, some people say that pre-season matters. Others say that it doesn't. But I feel like we saw a little bit of a glimpse of what these two sides can do. The Chiefs' defense throughout pre-season was absolutely incredible. The Blues, in both of their games, they've conceded a few points, but they got better as preseason wore on, as shown by the scorelines. So this could be a pretty entertaining game between these two sides. We have got there also what happened to the Highlanders game yesterday. I didn't get to completely watch the game on the street, says Kyle. Well, that game went down to the wire, big time, between those two sides. And in the end, it was, in fact, the Highlanders who were able to pull off the victory down into Dunedin. The year prior to that, they lost by 33 points in that contest down south, whereas this week, they were able to get themselves the win. So Super Rugby, we've already seen 2 out of the 3 matches have the underdog as the victor. So the underdog in this game is the Blues, which is a little bit surprising. They are the home side in this contest, and also the Chiefs are without some of those big players, like I said. But you're in that scenario where the Blues at Eden Park, they just showed a hype package before the game. They want people to take them seriously. And a great way to be able to do that is to beat a side like the Chiefs at Eden Park. Doesn't Damian McKenzie play for the Chiefs? He does, but he's not playing in this contest. And also, neither is Beauden Barrett. So we are not going to get to see the potential 2-head New Zealand first fives in action throughout this matchup. Looks like a few people filing into the stands at Eden Park, which is great to see. It's a huge stadium, so it will always look empty for this game. But I'm expecting a decent amount of people in attendance for this match. Chiefs going to win, says Christopher Dixon there. And also very nice graphic design, says Sven. And there, yeah, it looks a lot nicer than just me and then off to the side the scoreboard. But you can see exactly who's out there on the field. The guys making their way off the bench. Who's winning this one, my friend? All I'm going to say is I'm surprised that the Chiefs are big favourites for this contest in terms of the odds. And I know it's not huge favourites because it's $2.30 underdog Blues versus $1.57 favourites Chiefs, but there's a big difference, I would say, with how this Chiefs side play when they don't have the likes of Leroy Carter, Satiti, McKenzie, and it could make a big difference. But Josh Jacob, a huge opportunity here to get this one going. I have to say the Chiefs kit I'm not sure about. Right off the get-go, the colour of the white down the bottom of the kit is the same colour as the shorts, and it kind of looks like they've got their pants pulled up to about their belly button, if not up to their rib cage. I don't know whether or not anyone else watching gets that same vibe from the kit, but I think it is just the training kit for now, which means it will be different when they make their way on the field. Wire fly halves are called the first 5/8 or something like that in New Zealand. There is the reason behind it, but it's like the 5/8 of the backs. You know, you got second 5/8 as well. You don't really have a third 5/8, but I guess that's your outside centre, isn't it? But I think it's something to do with like the positioning. There's a reason behind it. I'm just not quite remembering what it was. I heard it a while ago though, but it's gone in one ear out the other. Unfortunately, Damian McKenzie's still recovering from that Franstein tackle, and also I think he's enjoying being a father as well. Alongside that, recently welcoming a child into the world, Damian McKenzie, or at least his wife did, but he is there too. And he's getting some nice welcome time off for this Chiefs side. He will be a key throughout this season. Hopefully no injuries when it starts raining, says Hobbit. It looks like this game is going to start at 8 p.m. Oh, sorry, 8 a.m. South African time. So it is 8:05 a.m. kickoff, just a little bit later for when this one does get underway. But we will read through the starting lineups once again, ladies and gentlemen, for this contest. In the front row for the Blues, it is Jos Fusitua, Bradley Slater, who is up against his old side in this case, and Ofa Tuangafasi comes back from an extensive injury that he suffered, but great to see the big man back in that number 3 jersey. Sam Derry alongside Josh Berry as the locking duo, Torian Barnes at 6, Dalton Papali'i 7, and Hoskins Satutu slotting in as the number 8. And they've got Finlay Christie, Stephen Perofeta. They are the 19 combo for the Blues in this game. You've got Caleb Clark out on the left wing, Peter Aki and AJ Lamb in the middle of the field, then Cole Forbes and Zahn Sullivan there as the number 15 for the Chiefs. Jared Prophet, Samasoni Taukiaho and George Dyer as the front row. Josh Lord and Tupavai in the locks with Kalen Boshier, Jerome Brown and Luke Jacobson slotting in as the 8. Xavier Rowe, Josh Jacob, 19 combination, quite a young duo for the Chiefs here, with Ratama making his way off with the bench. Liam Coons-Fabling out on the left. He had a pretty solid pre-season stint for the Chiefs in those 2 matches. Quinn Tupaia, Daniel Rona in the middle. Kieran Timapalau, the new signing for the Chiefs from Moana Pacifica. And to be fair, Moana Pacifica didn't look too bad without him from their game up against the Fijian Roa. And Atinonana Satoro, another man who had a solid pre-season, would like nothing more than to get a flying start here in this Super Rugby season. But we are only sitting around the 10 minutes away from the start of this contest. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to let me know your score predictions. I will mention there is also the Sevens that are just about to start up. That is the Sevens 2, taking place in Nairobi, Kenya. And we will be covering a few of the games on the channel, including the one taking place hopefully straight after this game. And that is going to be the contest taking place between the Kenyans and the Canadians. We have got a nice friendly word from Isidore right back at you. We have got rumours that Dalton threw his toys out the cot because Razor didn't give him a look. Yeah, it sounds like all these stories are coming out now in regards of what happened with certain players when, but I guess at the end of the day, there was more than just one who wasn't too happy with Razor, and there is going to be the change. By the sounds of it, Jamie Joseph might be announced next week as that All Blacks head coach. Oh, the double down from Isidore as well. Well done. We have got there, I dropped a dime on the Blues jukebox. I know which side I'm on today. It's just a very strong southwesterly wind, but no rain. Says NZ right. And Josh Lord got big hands. And not just big hands, he's just big in general. Josh Lord. He has got a lot of ability in the line out. Him and Tupavai have really a lot of potential throughout this contest, but they're up against 2 other very handy young locks in Sam Derry and Josh Berry. So, yeah, it's quite an interesting one because normally you'd see someone like a Paddy Tuipulotu in the mix, but of course he is injured. Lachlan McMahon to make his way off the bench alongside Naitawa Akui in terms of those number 19s. And up the Chiefs says Rangi. And there too, yeah, a lot of support for these 2 sides. Of course, whoever wins this game sets himself up quite nicely in terms of a brilliant start to Super Rugby Pacific. But it is a long season and plenty more action to happen before the end of the comp. But looking through quickly while we are at it, we're just before this contest gets underway. But for these two sides, in terms of what is coming up next, for the Chiefs, they have got a couple more New Zealand derbies around the corner. They will be going head-to-head up against the Highlanders, followed by the game up against the Crusaders. And then alongside that, they have got, of course, later on, they get away from the New Zealand opposition, start to play those sides from Australia as well as the Pacific Islands. For the Blues, they head over to Perth, play up against the Western Force, and then alongside that, they have got the game up against the Brumbies. That's a big one in terms of the overall season, and sides always will say it is very hard to beat the Brumbies at GIO Stadium. They just seem to get momentum going when the games are taking place there. And yeah, I mean, if the Blues win that one, they're certainly shaping up nicely for this overall season. They also had a very, very tough start to last competition. Mainly because of who they had to play. There were a lot of New Zealand matchups for the Chiefs in that department. But what I'm quickly going to do, ladies and gents, is I'm going to get strategic here and wait for this ad to finish, of course, on Rugby Pass TV, but I'm going to put it down in the corner so I can give you updates on what is happening in the sevens too while we are going on this one. I need your opinion. When one knee makes noise, when you lift your leg but no pain. So you want my opinion on why your knee makes noise? And, like, if it's good or not. I mean, to be fair, we had a kid back at school who's no longer a kid. He's a grown man now. But he used to, if he did a squat, you could hear every single, like, bone and every ligament and everything in his knees just crack and pretty much just collapse. And he'd stand up. He was fine. So nothing to worry about. Of course, if it gets bad, though, go to a doctor. Don't worry about, like, just putting up with it. Like, eventually you might have to go for it and go see a doc for it. And we have got the high again, it says Daniel. And literally me says Taiwan. And could be first grade in the NRL by now for Tino Nana Saturo. I crack non-stop and I'm 17. Says Taiwan. And the Blues by 3. And how are you watching, says Andrew. So I am watching this one on Sky Sport here in New Zealand. For the sevens, if that was the question of how I'm watching the sevens, I'm watching on Rugby Pass TV for those matches. And when one knee makes noise, get on both knees to... What? And it means you are dying, says Jasmine. Now we are just about ready to go for this contest. Only about 7 minutes away from the kickoff of this matchup. I will mention the game between China and Argentina in the women's sevens is just about to start for the Nairobi sevens. How much is it for Rugby Pass TV? So Rugby Pass TV is free, but you get the sevens on there, not the Super Rugby. Unless you're in certain parts of the world. Torian Barnes at 6 for the Blues. I'll be the guy I'm looking at, says Jordan. Yeah, that man comes into this loose forward trio with a lot of hype behind him. And a lot of people excited to see what he can do out there on the field. And we have got there, hello Hamish. And the Yu-Tang says Sock. But they're just talking about these two sides and the pressure that is on them. Barnes made 16 dominant tackles in only like 350 minutes of the NPC, says Jordan. Yeah, he could be a standard. And the thing is, when you stand out in a loose forward trio, which has two guys who have been in the All Black setup and also want to get back in it, like, that's quite the statement. And, you know, you look at someone like a Lucas Casey, for instance. He's not even on a full-time contract for the Highlanders. And he came out and managed to do what he did in that game up against the Crusaders. And now they're talking about maybe he could get himself that bigger contract opportunity soon. Rugby is live broadcast for the US. Says, I am nutty and that is insane. And the Highlanders should steal him. Says Jordan. How are you watching Blues and Chiefs again? Sorry. So I'm watching on Sky Sport here in New Zealand. That one sadly isn't the free-to-wear option. Do you reckon ice rugby should be in the Winter Olympics? I don't think so. Not ice rugby. Maybe snow rugby of some sort. But ice rugby sounds like concussions for everyone. Cracked open skulls. Unless you're wearing helmets. Like ice touch rugby maybe. Where you wear special shoes. And some padding of some sort so you don't die would be maybe an idea. 37 Chiefs Blues 29. Is there a free way to watch Chiefs Blues? Not really. Unless you're located in certain regions. If you've got a VPN, you may be able to get away with Rugby Pass TV. Joseph was happy with Lucas in post-match interview. I like your thinking, says Greet the Sacred Cow. And as Hamish says, Anthony doing very well in beach rugby popular in Italy. It says Barnes is only 5'11". That cannot be right. Rugby with ice skates is diabolical. Yeah, no, you wouldn't do it with ice skates. You do it with like special shoes like the curlers wear. You watch some curling on the Olympics, how they go with a broom, boom, boom, boom. You do that with the shoes. But you definitely would want a helmet if you're playing rugby on ice. Because or else you'd really smack your head hard. They're just showing everyone all fired up in the changing sheds, ready to go for this contest. Only 4 minutes away from the start of it. I can't believe that we did a 20-minute build-up and we've already had 16 minutes of it. It felt like 5. But ready to go for these two sides. Some great players across the starting lineup. And I do want to know from you guys, who is scoring the first try in this contest, ladies and gents? Who are you giving it to? I think Caleb Clark's having a big year. And it's bold to say, because last year he was pretty quiet, but I think give him a decent distributor in that number 13 jersey alongside him, and he will thrive in this Super Rugby year. It's Nisbo, says Jordan. And also I have a feeling the Blues will lose this, but I hope they prove me wrong. Yeah, it'll be intriguing, because they come in as underdogs for this game, right? But at the same time, I don't know if they should be big underdogs. Because the only player I know here, says Taiwan, so that's why he's going with Caleb Clark. The Blues don't pass to their wings. The Blues didn't pass to their wings. But now, they might. You didn't say my name, brother, says Christopher. My apologies. What was your last comment? Did I miss one? I got the Chiefs 37 and the Blues 29. Sorry, I didn't say Christopher with it, but I did say the prediction that you ended up going with. Timothy Falau for the first try, says Robin. I take this with a grain of salt, but apparently there's some strong rumours going on that Jamie Joseph will be the next All Blacks coach. Some independent rugby people are talking about this. They certainly are. Sounds like next week is when the announcement will be made. Whether or not they're correct or not, we will soon know. And also, we have got, my granny would be amazing at curling. She loves sweeping. Well, as long as you don't try and set me up with her. I know you tried to set me up with your mum and your cousin, but I'd say that the grandma is maybe a little bit too old for myself. We have got the Chiefs to win by 8, says a roll. Why do the Chiefs resting players like Damian McKenzie and Satiti? Well, I think McKenzie's out because of his wife just having a baby. I'm not sure of the reason behind Satiti being out, whether or not there's some sort of injury there or whether they are, once again, similar to other sides, just resting him and slowly building into it. And my granny is only 56, so you never know. I think I do, though. I think I'll be all right. I know it's a rumour, but I think it's probably likely the case. Says Q. Wants Dave Rennie to be All Blacks coach. Says NZ Ryan, how much is it? Paying for a Jacobson yellow card. I feel like they don't even do odds for that anymore. They just say it's going to happen out there on the field. Who's the ref? So for this game, 1 second, we'll go like this. We'll go like that. Referee in charge of this game. It is loading. Ben O'Keefe in charge of this contest. What's the oddest you've been with? Oh, sorry, what's the oldest I've been with? I thought that said oddest. And we have got the you can be her Ben 10 if you know you know. I don't know. I don't know what that reference is. I actually have never seen Ben 10. I've seen it on, but I've never watched more than a minute of it. So that's probably offended a lot of people. Where did you first see that rumour, Hamish? It was on Facebook, and everything on Facebook is 100% true. I once saw an AI dog shoveling some cement into a barrow, and now I believe it. I don't actually. But we'll wait and see. We'll find out whether or not it's the case. We have got there you come from a small town house. Would you hit a... I'm just going to move on from that one, Jared. Pirafetta, first try scorer. Okay, so a lot of people are picking Blues at the moment to be able to score the first try. I haven't seen anyone saying a Chiefs player to score the first try of this contest. Or at least not that I... Oh, no, sorry. Other than Tuma Falau. The one guy from the Chiefs, it looks like. Oh no, first try Rona's in there too. I just missed the Chiefs ones apparently. Facebook and Wikipedia are correct always. Says Haino. Best referee for this match. He has all the experience of the big game, says Quandele. Well, the thing is with this rumour, it actually has some backing towards it. Says Q there. And in South Africa, if an older lady goes for a young guy, we say she is looking for a Ben 10. Is that reference to the cartoons or just that's just the saying? What do you think of Tuma Falau as a replacement for Sean Stevenson? I mean, he's a very talented player. I felt bad for Moana Pacifica initially when they lost him, but it seems like they're doing all right for now. They've got themselves a win in the early stages of the season, but yeah, he should be a really clinical finisher out there on the wing for them. But we'll wait and see. But here we go. Game kicked off now at Eden Park. The Blues going from right to left, and we are underway for the Super Rugby Pacific season for these two sides. And a big old fin there right off the get-go. Cole Forbes a little bit slow getting back up to his feet after eating the ground. 20 seconds into this contest. Kalen Boshier trying to protect that ball on the side of the Chiefs. Xavier Rowe now goes back into the pocket. Little shuffle there from Tinanana Saturo, already breaking through and kicks it downfield. Doesn't quite find the sideline. I think the Blues will have a good first half, says NZ Riot. Shooter injured or out of form? I think he's in. Not injured. I think he's overseas, isn't he? Didn't he leave? To go to Japan, I want to say it was. Now the Chiefs in position on the halfway line. Josh Jacob goes across to Quinn Tupai. He's tried to chip him behind, but it has gone straight into touch. And Taranaki boy Rona, says Christopher. And now it will be the line-out throw here for the Blues. Tinanana Saturo, I think he's going to be one of the biggest keys for them throughout this season. Him and Damian McKenzie as that 10 and 15 combo. Could be a very dangerous one, but Bradley Slater now with the line-out throw, and his teammates read him. Now, I'm not talking about his teammates in the Blues. I'm talking about his teammates. Oh, that was good work from Dutton Papali in the Chiefs. Bradley Slater used to be there. He's signed with the Blues this season. Wino D-Mac, his wife just had a baby. So I believe he's got the week off. I think he was probably going to have the week off anyway, though. More than likely. I think the Blues will have a good first half, and the ball we'll have an unpredictable bounce tonight, says Jason. It always does. Sometimes it sits up nicely for certain players. Will Jordan, it's always talked about how somehow that ball kind of gravitates towards him. Let's go Dalton. Okay, it's actually going to be a Chiefs throw. Already a mistake made on the near side of the field, but they've worked it out that the Chiefs now are going to have ball in hand. It's looked like an aggressive start to this game as well. Now rolling maul opportunity, breaking off the back for Jerome Brown. Little short pop pass. The hands of Luke Jacobson. Now box kick attempted by Xavier Rowe. Chasing after that one's Kieran Tumafolau. Now Perofeta. Kicking downfield again. Tapai is the first stride scorer, says Greet. And where's Barrett? He is, I think, rested in this game. Oh no, he might actually have a hand injury. That's a penalty going the way of the Chiefs. As not being onside against the Blues. Why isn't Josh Lord in the New Zealand 15 regularly? I'd say there's a man named Scott Barrett who normally finds his way in there, but Lord actually had a really good November. And there were quite a few people earlier on in the year who weren't sold on him. And, you see a lot from doing Super Rugby streams and All Blacks related videos. People's opinions of players. Josh Lord wasn't high up on maybe about 80% of people's lists heading into this year. And then he had a couple really solid games at the end of the season for the All Blacks, and now everyone wants to see him starting time and time again. So it just shows if you can get that one big game to prove a few people wrong, then all of a sudden you got that backing. And, he's got the frame to be a very handy player. Some people want him to bulk up a little bit. But at the same time, he's a very handy man with the ball in hand, and also line-out wise. Can win a lot for the side. But Josh Jacob lining up the early 3 points here in this contest right out in front of the post. Josh Jacob has hooked it away to the left-hand side, so the score will remain 0-0 between these two teams. Let's go. The Chiefs smash them Blues, make them blue, says Jasmine. And Derry versus Lord, interesting, says Jordan. And also Tupavai versus Sam Derry on the other side of the equation in terms of the locks that you didn't list. Now Stephen Perofeta does kick this ball off high, waiting for it to come down. Cole Forbes ends up going across there. Now Lamb takes it. On left-hand side. Oh, nicely shuffled across from Zahn Sullivan. Big wide cut-out pass here. Comes Caleb Clark down the wing. Chipping it in behind it. Tinanana Saturo getting back across to cover. Does just boot that ball into touch. Not taking any sort of risks here. Which I think is a good call. At the end of the day, you don't want to accidentally get that ball charged down. And Nisbo just said, Ronnie Clark. Says Jordan. And go the Chiefs go, says Tyrone. And yeah, nicely kicked downfield from Tinanana Saturo. Yep, he just called himself out there, Nisbo. He said that he called him a Ronnie. Speaking of a Ronnie Maui not playing in this game. Oh, sorry. I keep on saying a Ronnie Maui, but a Moni Narua not playing in this game is what I meant. So missing both guys that would normally be starting out on the wings for the Chiefs. Now there is an advantage here for the Blues. Opportunity for them to perhaps add the 3 points of their own. The run from Satutu. He's dropped that ball. Knock on from Torian Barnes. So they'll go back. Will be the penalty to this Blues side. I'm surprised you'll be able to keep up with what's happening. Says, what's up guys, and come on Scotland practicing for later. Yeah, 2 massive games of the Six Nations taking place later on. We are covering both of them on the channel. Also, straight after this game, we have got the match taking place between Kenya and Canada in the 7 setup. So, of course, be sure to stay tuned in for that one. Just on the wrong side of that ruck for Jerome Brown, so the early penalty does go against him. Just talking about those injuries of Stephen Perifeta. There's been a few of them. But now, chance to be able to line up the points. And this would probably annoy the Chiefs a little bit, just with the fact that they did have a kicking opportunity and did end up missing it. I have a feeling Lamb will score. He does. I'm going to braai some chops today. How do you stay awake, says Jared? I think I just keep on watching rugby and keep talking. That's the main thing. But no specific way other than just trying to catch up on sleep in between. But the kick has missed away to the side for Perifeta as well, making the score 0-0 between these two sides. Now, there is a bit of a cross breeze that they are dealing with. One's going to be kicked high. Nicely taken by Caleb Clark. As there an Australian day, an Australian derby at 11 out time in South Africa. There is Brumbies versus Western Force, although we aren't actually covering that one on the channel. Now, ball's going to be available again for Jared Prophet. Back across to the right. All skip pass from Kalen Boshi. It did look like it was close to being forward. Awkward bouncing one, but Zahn Sullivan cleans it up. I really enjoy your channel, Amy, says Jared. Yeah, we've got plenty more coming up in the near future. Like I mentioned, Six Nations all throughout the night. The Black Ferns playing in Kenya, Amish. They are not, no. So it's tier 2 of the 7 setup. That one's going to be kicked downfield from the Blues once more. Running on to this one, trying to claim it was Jacob, but it sits up for Satutu. Passes off to Bradley Slater. Now Finley Christie back across to the right-hand side. Awkward bouncing one. A big knock on from Zahn Sullivan. A little bit annoyed at that one, I would say, for this Blues side. Caleb Clark to score the first try. And Howdy Hamish and all says starts raise. Welcome in. Hope you are doing extremely well. I will mention there is also a women's game of sevens going on at the moment between China and Argentina. For anyone who's interested in that one, currently the Argentines are leading in that match. Guess both teams are aware they may be rusty. Yeah, I'd say there'll be a few errors from the sides early, but normally it will get a little bit better. Ben O'Keefe needs to check the offside line. The Chiefs coming up too quick, says Kiwi Rob. Now Xavier Rowe, ready to feed this ball in. Pack weights 914 kgs for the Blues, 889 kgs for the Chiefs, and the penalty awarded now to this Chiefs side. And Offa just got penalised in the scrum. He's actually not that good. He's a pretty decent player, Offa. We've got to remember that's probably his first scrum back in a match for about a year since getting injured. I'm back for the headphones. How much, says Nick. You see, if I sold you the headphones, though, I wouldn't have any. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I have quite a few pairs of headphones, but these are good ones. They've lasted quite a while. Rugby Pass is finally live after 9 minutes. Says, I am nutty. Ready to throw this one in for Samasoni Taukiaho to the front of the line out. Finds hands at Kalen Boshier. Now Xavier Rowe back across to Tupavahi. Tries to sit down Bradley Slater. There'll be a bit of inside knowledge about Slater from this Chiefs side. Score prediction, I'm thinking about 28-26 is optimistic. But if that's not the case, probably like 18-16 or something around there. I think it will be less than 20 each for these two sides, or we're going to get a real high scoring type of match. Right, the ball's still there, and that's going to be a knock on. A little bit of push and shove there, just starting to open up between these two sides. Shout out to Jesse. Says Nick for having a baby girl yesterday. There you go. Kiwi Sir, did you see my last message? I did not. Unfortunately, where is it? Is there a difference between the Kapo Pango and the Kamate? Do the ABs do kapo pango when they play a respectable team? Or it's not so much who they're playing when they decide. Like, sometimes you'll see it mixed and matched a bit, but like, I don't think they don't look at a team and go, they're not a respectable team, so we're not going to do like our one that we normally would, if that makes sense. Sometimes for the big occasions, we do see the other one come out more. Like, Kamate is pretty safe to guess that they'll do it, but then every once in a while you get Kapo Pungo. Caleb Clark should be in his prime by now, I guess, says NZ Right. And also, Mr. Kiwi Sir, did you oh no, I read that one, didn't I? And Daniel Rona will score the first try. To be fair, the way that the Chiefs are attacking, they might have a decent shot. The Waz with a massive loss, says Sock, and there is a reason New Zealand isn't on the world maps. No one cares unless it's New Zealand teams. Says I'm nutty. And sorry for missing the first 10 minutes. I was awaiting supper. Says Josiah. But yeah, currently 11 minutes in, and it is still 0-0 between these two sides. They're actually starting in a very similar fashion to what we did see in the match taking place between the Highlanders and Crusaders. Quick tap taken now by the Blues. Not doing too great on my fantasy picks, says Lumi. Well, nice kick towards the sideline. Liam Coombs Fabling decides against taking it quickly. Probably not a bad choice in that case. And shout out Nick and Chloe, married to tomorrow. Congrats, says Jesse. Wait, you're Jesse. Didn't I just shout out Jesse for having a baby girl? And now someone's getting married as well. It's all happening in February. Ian Free and Rugby Pass says, I am nutty. There's going to be a free kick now awarded to the Blues just inside of their own half. Or in fact, just inside of the Chiefs' half. This IT project is killing me. It's based in 6 days. It's due in 6 days. I started today. I had 11 other assessments. That's a lot of assessments. And there's Kiwi Rob. Good day, Kiwi Rob, says Q. Now going after the left-hand side off a Toinga Fasi. They have decided to take the tap there for the Blues. Finley Christie goes back across to Perofeta. Tackle made low on Dalton Papali. Rush defence on Christie. Now Peter Aki. First decent carry from that man. Big signing there for the Blues. Do you think Kiwi Rob copied your name on purpose? I'm not too sure. He may have had it first. I can't quite remember what his original name was on YouTube. The Chiefs are coming up too quick. And up the Bulldogs. Says Christopher. Zahn Sullivan, he was just attempting that kick in behind. Jared, I'll leave that one up to you, but you probably Google it. Go on Google Images and see what you can find. Peter Aki now, sitting 42 metres out from the line with the Blues. Caleb Clark with the pick and go around the side. George Dyer trying to get that steal in the breakdown. Berry decides pick and go's the way to go. Makes a couple more metres for his side, jumping into the breakdown. Almost managed to steal it. In fact, he has Tupave. Very nicely done by the big lock. Now Xavier Rowe kicks this one downfield, taken by the Blues just inside of their own half. Zahn Sullivan, that one's gone straight up. And he's done well to slap it back onto his team side. Sits up for Cole Forbes. As your back, who's your initial pick to win this comp? I'll be honest, I'm terrible at deciding. But I think whoever wins this game has a very good chance. I'll go with that. Now, very quick ball off to the left for the Blues. Trying to get the steal with Samasoni Taukiaho. Now Hoskins Satutu. Looks like Josh Law now. In fact, as Jacobson in the breakdown wins the penalty for his side. Tupo's good stuff. Two-part Holland, says Sock. And what are the new law changes? It seems like the new law changes every year. So this year, they've got it that you can no longer have accidental offside resulting in a scrum. Instead, it becomes a free kick. So a quick tap, keep it going. As the mindset there, you can take the ball back into your own half for a 50-22. A penalty try does not always have to result in a yellow card, although we haven't seen a time when a penalty try has actually happened in the first games as of yet. Loses almost all the possession, says Ruby. I can't believe we're 16 minutes through this game almost. And Super Rugby Pacific is so many rule changes. How do you think that, or why do you think that is? I think they're just trying to find the best combination, and some of the changes that they've made in the past have actually worked quite nicely. And we have got there, seriously, the wind is very strong. Both teams took shots at goal and missed, says NZ Riot. Now line out throw here for the Chiefs, 45 metres out. Now slap back, Xavier Rowe off to the left. Josh Jacobs, short ball from Quinn Tupai. Big chopping tackle on Luke Jacobson. Around the midsection, Tupai passes to Samasoni Tolkiaho. Almost managed to make his way. Oh, that's terrible from Papali. He's just gone straight and off his feet. And the breakdown and the big knock on there from Daniel Rona. We're back here for another scrum. Last year's rugby was fantastic. Unsure why mess with it. Says Studs Rays. Yeah, see, I think they're trying to find a way of speeding the game up. That's the main focus, it would seem. But, like, there weren't too many games that took ages last year. Were there? I think we had, like, maybe 1 or 2 2-hour games. Outside of that, though, it was all right as a whole. Stephen Petafetta, first try scorer, full access to the provision demo access. And Rusty early on says, Nutter boy. You're currently 16 and a half minutes down. Looks like Cortez Ratama may not be miles away from making his way out onto the field here due to that slight injury that Xavier Rose seems to be dealing with. And ball is fed in again. Only Christie told to play the ball. Goes off to the right-hand side to Peter Aki. Straightens with his run. Tackled by Jacob. Now back across the right-hand side. Cole Forbes tries to step 2-man tackle on him. Now left again. Finley Christie. Like they're saying, a few changes here for the Blues in this matchup. No Talia, no Rico Ioane. That one, oh, great take from, it was AJ Lamb. Less pedantic rules will speed the game up, says Bad to the Bone. The Blues attack stagnant. Do you think the game has become too safety conscious overall? Like, I understand obvious head knocks, but just seems just soft. Says Shadow. Yeah, I think it's World Rugby trying to avoid lawsuits later on down the line. Because I think they're currently in a few. So they're trying to work on the theory that if they make it seem as safe as it physically can be, then they can't be liable for damage to players later on in life. Right, that is going to be a penalty going into the Blues here, not rolling away. Penalty in favour of the home side. Cortez Ratama still warming up on the sideline. Right, the changes now being made. And they've kicked for the corner again here, the Blues. Both sides going aggressive, but that is because it's just too difficult to be able to nail those kicks. I don't think Rowe's going to last. Yeah, he's already making his way off. Second most try assists in Super Rugby Pacific 2025 for Cortez Ratama. We have got their big wedding tomorrow with Chloe. And we've got their me cholesterol will be going for it. There you go. And under 20, anyone less than 18 needs to sign a waiver, says I am nutty. And good morning, Hamish. How are you, says Philip? Doing very well. Hope you are excited for this game as well as the rest of the matches taking place. We've got a little bit of sevens coming up. And then here, future as well. That's going to be another penalty awarded to the Blues. They're only 10 metres out from the line at the moment now. Good position on the field. And a big opportunity to get something going. Player not supporting body weight. That has gone against Quinn Tupai. And was hoping Rowe would go well this season. Ratama looked good in pre-season though. Right, 5 metres out from the line. Got Bradley Slater. That was a forward pass to Dalton Papali from Bradley Slater by the looks of that replay. But play on. And they got that 5 metre scrum. Or 5 metre line out, I should say, sorry. Now thrown in. Going off to the right-hand side. Close to the line now for the Blues. Couple metres out. What about pick and go? But instead, Bradley Slater, he's going to be close to the try line. Might be held up. Yes, he is. Between the posts as well. But wasn't quite able to get it down. And held up. Says Sashin there. And this game is very meh right now, says Jasmine. Yeah, it hasn't fully taken off. We're already at 20 minutes of it, though, which I guess that's one bonus. If you're going to have a low-scoring game, it might as well be a close one and have time go quickly. I've been told to watch Debbie Does Dallas. Why is this, Em? I have no idea what that is. Rona under that, says Nutter Boy. Now running it forward. It was Torian Barnes. Finley Christie off to the right-hand side again. The Blues get their attack going with Stephen Pitafeta. Passed across to AJ Lamb. I like him, says Jordan. And geez, the game needs to open up, says Timmy. Yeah, they're both doing well defensively. Like the Chiefs, that is one thing that throughout Super Rugby preseason was extremely impressive, was the way that they were able to defend. And their attack is normally pretty solid too, but we haven't seen a huge amount of it going forward in the last kind of 10 or so minutes. Past our wide to Peter Aki, but a space for him to be able to work with. Goes straight over the top of Josh Jacob with some poor defence, but he has gone in to touch off the tackle of Tupaia, which brings it to the line out. Big run from Torian Barnes. They are just showing the replay of it. Dallas is a very boring city, so she's not here for long. What happened to the Avengers Super Rugby shirts? They was cool. I think they were a one-time thing or about a 2 or 3 time thing, but they might bring them back for this season if they have the funds to be able to get them going. Or I guess, was it Marvel who went for it, or was it Super Rugby who decided it was a good idea? FWI Debbie Does Dallas, it's not legal. Right, okay. I thought it was like a TV program or something, or like a movie. But now, this one's going off to the right-hand side. Christie kicks it high, cross kick from Sullivan. Slapping it back in, or at least trying to, was Cole Forbes. 90s. There you go. 18 minutes remaining in this one. I will mention South Africa are currently playing Spain in the women's sevens. That has taken place just currently. Oh, it's a movie, says Studs Race. Who's attacking at the moment? It will be the line out for the Chiefs. They are 42 metres out from the Blues line after Cole Forbes wasn't quite able to tap that one back down. Now Jacob, middle of the field. Oh, that's a huge collision with Jerome Brown. Now kicking this one, attempting it. It was actually Xavier Rowe. He has kicked that one out on the full. Oh, for what it's worth. See, I thought it was like FYI, but I thought it was like a hit way of saying it. It's a huge shot from Dalton Papali on the knees of Jerome Brown. Let's end up with that ball going out. What a 15-minute half. Makes sense for international if a sevens game was played in between. Says I am nutty. Probably not, because sevens normally takes about kind of 18 to 20 minutes for a game. So you'd have to work on the theory that you're making a longer halftime break. But it could be something that they could think about doing at halftime to keep people intrigued. Or just like 2 5-minute halves for like a junior rugby game would be quite cool out there on the field, or something like that to keep everyone entertained at halftime. Although they normally have some giant inflatable T-Rex running around to try and do that. Who do you think is the longest name in Super Rugby? I think Jacob Ratamaitavuki Nepkins is up there. But I'm not sure whether or not that's longer than Lester Whaiananuku. Oh, nice take there from Daniel Rona down the short side. Tries to offload to Tupaia. It's gone backwards. Says Ben O'Keefe. Now Caleb Boshier trying to cut through. It's been a stalemate for the first 24 minutes. You have a Valentine ham? I do not. I'm all by myself in the relationship status. But I guess I've got all of you guys here with me. Most of you probably just switched off the stream and said, nah, not dealing with him. Oh, that ball's out the back. Finley Christie passes across. Sasha Feinberg, Ngume Zulu. I think Jacob Ratamaitavuki Nepkins is slightly longer. That's a penalty there going the way of the Chiefs. Rose seems to be okay. Yeah, he's recovered quite well. I thought he was going to be going off the field. But he seems fine now. It's going to be low scoring, says Jordan. It definitely is going to be trickier for teams to score points too because of the wind. No Mackenzie today. No Mackenzie, no Satiti, no Leroy Carter, no Amoni Narawa. For this Chiefs side, I'll mention South Africa are currently losing in the women's sevens up against Spain. That wasn't straight, says Kiwi Rob. Like, is in my statement about you guys all being my Valentine or the throw in the line out? Because I haven't quite seen it yet. Still waiting for it. Right, line out about to take place now for Samisoni Taukiaho. That was a pretty straight line out, that one, Kiwi Rob, if that's the one that you were trying to say wasn't. Now this one's moving, Samisoni Taukiaho. Hanging on to this one at the back of the rolling ball, which is slowly making its way towards the try line. Right, the Chiefs are the team that have dragged it down. Trying to get in there was Josh Berry. Across to the left-hand side. Plenty of players. The ability of getting over that try line. Here comes Josh Lord at the defence. I know Sam Kane says Hobbit. Oh, that's an advantage now against the Blues for offside. Are you going out for Valentine's? I am not. We've got plenty more streams tonight. I was out earlier on in the day, but that was for cricket coaching. Oh, it's almost a kick attempted there from Tupavai on the ground. Wasn't happy with Josh Berry. Now back across. Thought about the wide pass for Quinn. Tupai almost goes through. Still running at 40. He's only about 3 metres out from the try line as he's then dragged down. The ball was ripped away by AJ Lamb, but they go back for the initial penalty. How does Benno keep missing not straight? Says Kiwi Rob. Once again, if you're talking about that line out that we saw just before from the Chiefs, it actually looked all right. I was looking at it closer because you said it wasn't straight. And it was on the inside shoulder. Hamish has 3 dates with the Six Nations. Do you coach bowling, batting, or both? So the whole shebang for the junior, or one of the junior teams here. Right, they're kicking for the corner again now. This is aggressive from the Chiefs. They are not willing to just sit back and wait to try and get that first try. They want one, and they want it now. And Samisoni Taukiaho probably a very good chance of being able to score one soon. Got who's attacking. So the Chiefs are currently on attack. 5 metres out from the line. Go the Blues, says run, Forrest, run. Oh, thought that one was going to be overthrown. This one now moving. No, they decide to actually recycle it quickly and go off to the left-hand side. Josh Jacob delaying the pass. Goes to Daniel Rona. He was chopped down by Cole Forbes. Ooh, a little bit of push and shove there between Caleb Clark and Luke Jacobson. Jacobson having a massive smile on his face while it happened. Now going off to the left-hand side once more. Taukiaho, couple metres out from the line. Just going to be held up. But boy, was he close to scoring it. Looks like Rowe's going to send them off to the right-hand side. Backline movement here. Starting to open up. Cross kick out to Tupavai. You can't quite catch it. It was just a bit too wide for him. Bit too much on the kick. And it's going to be a 22-metre dropout. A decent wicket keeper, Amo. It's the most fun in cricket. I was a decent keeper when I used to wicket keep. Although now I'm more so in the field. Has anyone scored? No one has scored at all in this game. We're still 0-0 between these two sides. We see it there. It's Quinn Tupai just put a bit too much on that kick. And that's a great breaking run from Caleb Clark there. He's kicked it downfield, taken by Liam Coombs-Fabling from inside of the 22. Ouch, that was mildly butchered on both sides of the field. That one's going to be kicked downfield from Atino Nana Situro. Adal Steyn or Jasprit Bumrah, as in for currently playing or just in general? I feel like they're both good in their own ways. Yeah, so Caleb Clark decided to go for the 22 dropout, just a little tiny one from him, and then for the kick him behind. And come on, the Chiefs. Says Stefan. Now line out throw again here for the Blues. Slater's just getting the call there. Second, we'll go like this. We'll go like that as well. Now Sullivan. Oh, ball stolen. Flicked on the inside. Josh Jacob goes now. That was a 4 pass from Rona. And he's knocked it on anyway for Coombs-Fabling. Which don't get surprised if Wales end up getting a new coach by the end of the month and a new board, says Q. Yeah, it could happen, to be fair. Oh, big bump off from AJ Lamb. Looks for the pass on the inside to Perafeta. Tackled by Dyer. Here comes a big run, though, from an even bigger individual, Torian Barnes. He's dropped the ball, though, and it now is in the hands of the Chiefs. They're going for the counter-attack. There's no lack of action out there between the two sides. Brilliant kick from Josh Jacob. And it's a 50-22 here. That is a very solid kick from Josh Jacob. I mean, the end of the year. End of the year, it could happen, to be fair. Like, if they don't start. But then the problem is, no coach at the moment seems like they're going to be able to actually get it going for them. Like, just to me, it seems like there's a lack of something there for them at the moment. And Barnes is most definitely not 5'11". No, he's like you said, about that 6'5". The great 50-22 from Jacob. Jacob is a very clever player. I hope he can grow and become an All Blacks contender, says Greet. One's going to be taken nicely by the Chiefs. Now moving away to the right-hand side. Quintal Pyer tries to bump his way through. Now Rowe goes back off to the left. Bush here. Still 10 metres out. The Chiefs have had a lot of attacking opportunities, but none have resulted in any sort of points as of yet. Now going off to the left-hand side. Clean out in the breakdown. Rowe going out to Kalen Boshier. Is he over? No, he's just short by half a metre. Rowe is thinking about going himself. He's got Tupavai with him and decides to use him. He jumps over. Now they've awarded it as a try, but he said he's done the thinking. That's normally illegal. So they might check this here because normally you're not allowed to jump over a breakdown. But the question is, was it over a breakdown? Or was it off to the side and just jumping into scoring anyway? We're about to find out. Can you jump over them? I'm not sure specifically. I know you're not supposed to leap upwards. And if it's a breakdown, you're not supposed to play around with jumping upwards and over. So we'll wait to see. But because he's to the side, I don't think you're allowed to do that. That's not diving, that's jumping. Yeah, Ben O'Keefe said there was no ruck formed, and for that reason, the try will stand for Tupavai in this match. They still have time to check it. There's 8 minutes remaining in this first half, so they've said that that was the action of scoring the try for Tupavai rather than, missed kick there from Josh Jacob. And the try will stand, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't check it. Yeah, they kind of looked at it about once and then went, actually, we're going to get rid of it. But Tupavai, he did the tapping of his brain. He said that that was all smarts from him. Okay, so there was no ruck form, which means you're allowed to dive at the line, which is technically what he did. But that is one that we've seen as a bit of a 50-50 before. That one's going to be nicely taken by Josh Lord. Another international side, says Q. Now back to the right-hand side. Josh Jacob inside of the 22. You aren't allowed to jump over a tackle, says Kiwi Rob. Although they seem to, like Ben O'Keefe described it as, because there was no ruck formed. Because you're not allowed to jump over the ruck. That is one of the big rules. So, yeah, maybe because that was to the side, it's all right. Or he's making it up as they go. To be fair, I'm just making it up as I go as well. But a good tackle made on a Tino Nana Saturo. Now Jacob. One's going to be there on the halfway line. Tupavai, though, the first try scorer in this contest. Nice little shuffle there from Daniel Rona. Bradley Slater turning it over for the Blues. Josh Fusitua, tackled by Samasoni Taukiaho. Now nice pass out to Caleb Clark. Hamish is shaving this weekend. Probably not this weekend, but some stage in the relatively future, I'll probably look at it, running straight through. Zahn Sullivan pierces the gap. And just like that, you have 32 minutes of no one scoring. And then from there, 2 tries within 2 minutes. That is exactly what can happen in a game of Super Rugby. Tries there, Zachariah there. Let's go the Blues, says Sash. And I'm going for the Chiefs. I think the call was sus. Seems a dangerous precedent. Yeah. Once again, it's one of those ones that I thought from the first initial reaction that it wouldn't have been a try, but from the sounds of it, it kind of must be all right. So we go with that. We have Glenn O'Gara. Moderation seems like a good reason to remove him. What? 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 He's still a moderator. Oh, I'm nutty. He just isn't here for this stream. We have got there Sullivan as a potential All Black. Says Dub. Second, we'll go like that. We'll go like that. That one's missed away to the side. And that is now going to make the score 5-5 between these two teams. And Sullivan, oh no, I read that one about Sullivan. You look blurry, says Mohadeen. That's a great finish from Zahn Sullivan, though. Saw the gap, went for it. He almost chucked the ball straight into the face of Marcel Renata. Four minutes now left. The goal kicking is bad, yeah, but it is very windy by the sounds of it. You might look sweet with just a mo, says Jared. We have tried just the mustache before. And it went all right, I guess. I think there was a 4-pass somewhere, says Haino. As your opinion versus best Champs Cup teams? Hard to say, just because we don't normally get to see it. Now nicely taken by Ofatunga Fasi, and that will be the penalty being awarded to the Blues. A boy, now the Blues miss the kick. Guess it's the wind. Yeah, these guys at the moment out there on the field are 0 from 4 off the kicking tee. So you'd have to assume it's not just like the fact that they're not striking it nicely. I think that, yeah, the wind is a little bit of a factor for this contest. Second, we'll go like this. And like that. And we have got there height or Mr. Kiwi Sir. What game are you doing after this one? The game straight after this is going to be Canada versus Kenya in the sevens. Where's Damien? He is missing for this game. His wife just had a child, so he has got the week off. But I think they were going to rest him anyway. A little bit similar to a couple of the other Chiefs players. It is a long season, and they just want to make sure everyone is fresh as it goes on. Now, off to the right-hand side. Big collision there with Josh Berry. Now, back to the right-hand side. Women or men? That one will be a men's match. Now, Tuonga Fasi. Across to the left-hand side. Oh, big collision with Josh Fusitua and Kalen Boshier. 50-20 suicide. Jacob Monroe are not the two to open up that dangerous Chiefs backline, says Dub H. That one's kicked out on the full this time from the Blues. A little bit of aerial tennis there between the two teams, but it does not go well for Christie. Did South African women lose? They're still playing. They're currently leading with 2 points lead with 35 seconds remaining. FYI Law 11 fairly clearly says cannot jump over a tackler, but World Rugby published an interpretation doc for referees to allow for diving over in order to score a try. Oh. 6 red. So that is Kalen Boshier, direct shoulder from him to someone's head. So it's against the law, but let it go. Studs race for the try. We're going to see it now. Josh Fusitua. It did look like he got hit pretty high, but it's a tricky one because he's ducked his head down. So he could be lower, but I don't think that's that bad. It's probably going to be a yellow card, but I don't see it being upgraded with the positioning of Josh Fusitua. Angus Garner would have given that a red, says Jordan. So it sounds like it is a yellow card going to be awarded to Kalen Boshier. He'll be off the field now. 4 passes make up for the dive. Says bad to the bone. Yeah, I guess we kind of cancelled to 1-1, turning into, like, that's kind of even, isn't it? Going to give red because he's a Chiefs player, says Haino. And yellow only, says Nutter Boy. He's totally ducked into that. Yeah, I don't know what Kalen Boshier could have done. Other than, of course, like, don't get me wrong, could have been lower. But when a defender, when the man with the ball leads like this, straight at you, like, it's kind of hard to, you got to get underneath them. You got to do a bit of a twist or something, I guess, is the expectation. But yeah, it would have been it's an unfortunate one, but I'd be more disappointed if it got upgraded to red. I feel like yellow's probably justifiable because it was head contact. Some people last year were talking Fusitua being an All Black. Yeah, definitely with a couple of the injuries that they did suffer for the ABs. It wasn't a good year to be a prop if you were in the All Blacks environment. We saw Lomax injured. We saw Who else went down in the end? We saw Fletcher Null have a couple little injuries along the way. We saw Tuonga Fasi was out. Tamaiti Williams was out at one point. De Groot was out at one point. I'm trying to roll this one forward here. Now George Dyer, that looks a little bit high from him. In fact, not even just a little bit. It was round the neck of Bradley Slater. Two old teammates going head-to-head there. Now ball is there for Finley Christie. Currently 50 seconds remaining in this first half. Looking to go off to the right-hand side. Josh Berry can't quite make his way through. Now Christie. Short ball to Sam Derry. Afusitua is lazy. Says Jordan. They're going direct up the middle of the field here for the Blues. They're 5 metres out from the try line. Finley Christie back now. AJ Lamb, Perifetta linking up with Zahn Sullivan. He's 2 metres out from the try line. Looking for the turnover there for Quintupaya. And he's won the penalty for the Chiefs. That is a big one. Just before the halftime break. Do not get penalised when tackling. Start bending over. Keep low and smash the belly button. Says Invincibles. And what's the territory stat? I think the Chiefs have probably had more territory throughout this first half. We will get to see it in only a couple minutes' time when they do get those stats going. Why don't they check the neck roll? Well, I don't think it was a neck roll. It was just a high tackle, wasn't it, from George Dyer, the one you're referring to. They've taken the quick tap there. Almost butchered that one. Almost dropped it. But it does go into touch. And that is going to be half-time now in this contest. 5 points to 5. A low-scoring close one between these two teams. The 2 tries score. 1 for Zahn Sullivan and 1 for Tupovai. No, it was a neck roll, Hamish. Says Gary Rob. We're talking about the same collision, aren't we? The one between Bradley Slater and George Dyer, right? What the one player's name with the 2 eyes and the nose? See, if you had said what the one player's name with 1 eye and the nose, then maybe we would have known. But no, there's well, most of them do have the 2 eyes. But I also don't think we've got a 1-eyed player out there on the field that I can think of anyway. Yes, to buy your little beauty. Says Invincibles. That was a rubbish half, says Nutter Boy. Is it bad to say I kind of enjoyed it? I know it wasn't the high-scoring game that people were after in that regard. But like there was a few good moments out there on the field, to be fair. But, yeah. Wait and see. What happens second half? Just checking Ireland versus Oman in the cricket. Ireland 149 runs after 16 overs. This game answer New Zealand picks. Not really. I think the season will, though. But there's a bit more going on than just this first game this year. Are you guys looking forward to the Six Nations today? I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. We are going to be covering it on the channel. So, yeah, be sure to stick around for that one. We've also got plenty of other things coming up. The Sevens for one taking place soon. Kenya versus Canada. That is kicking off in an hour's time. I am going to be covering that one on the channel. And then after that, I think we've got a little bit of a break before Belgium versus Kenya at around midnight. And then we're up for the rest of the night for Six Nations and a bit more Sevens along the way as well. I think we've got 4 matches of the Sevens today and 2 matches of the Six Nations. That's how it's going to be sitting. I clapped my, what? Oh, sorry, clipped it. I was very confused. Vic is looking pretty dejected on his stream. Says, Jason, how come? Is he going for the Blues or the Chiefs? Is it on NZTV? Says Studs Rays. The Sevens are. It's on Rugby Pass TV. And possession is 58% in favour of the Blues. Are you covering Black Cats versus South Africa? I sadly can't because there are overlaps that are taking place. But I will be keeping you guys updated on what is happening for those ones because they are taking place around the same time as the Six Nations. And we have got there, must say, the skill levels is better than last night's game under these conditions, says Nutter Boy. This game also on Rugby Pass. Western Force 12-0 to the Brumbies, says Stefan. Is that your in-score prediction or your early score prediction, Stefan, for that game? Which team was yellow carded? It was Kalen Boshier for the Chiefs. He did get sent off the field. Do you think the second half will be high scoring? That guy get upgraded to a red? We haven't heard just yet. But for now, it seems like it's just going to be a yellow. I will mention Brazil versus Kenya taking place in the women's sevens at the moment. And it's currently 0-0, which is what this game was up until around 31 minutes through when we saw that try of Tupovai, and then from there, Zahn Sullivan answered straight back with a try of his own. The Chiefs have missed 11 tackles. How many of the Blues missed? Kerry Robb in this one. Jamie Joseph is named as All Blacks coach, says Rangi there. Yeah, it does seem to be the rumour that is going around at the moment. They are waiting till next week, though, to make it official. And halftime, says the farm. And there too. Well, it's tight here at the break, says what's up, guys. Yeah, it can easily go either way between these two sides. 7, says Kiwi Rob. How many did both sides attempt in the end? And hello, Hamish. I just want to know if that's the Blues home kit or what. Looks a bit like white, though. As in the one that I'm wearing. I've just got the Puma shirt on again for myself. Which rugby channels do you watch? Which rugby channels? As in, like, what subscriptions? I got Sky. I've got URC TV. I've got Champions Cup TV, or EPCR TV as they call it. I think there's one more too. Where does the next game, says Mohadeen? So the next game is at 8:50. So in 1 hour's time, we are going to be back for the match taking place between Kenya and Canada in the sevens. I seen it on Facebook. Must be true, says Rangi. No, like, podcast. Oh, I get you. I don't actually get a chance to watch a lot of YouTube, sadly. I know that there are a lot more rugby YouTube channels now, though, than there were around that kind of World Cup period or before then. So, like, it's awesome to see so many people doing it now. But yeah, I wish I got more time to watch YouTube, but I just sadly don't. And then if I end up watching anything, it's normally, like, outside of rugby related. Did South African women win against Spain? They did. 14 points to 12 was the end score on that one. New Zealand for the double men's and women's T20 World Cups. Says bad to the bone. You're the best rugby channel, says Jordan. Thank you very much. And yeah, plenty more coming. If you love your rugby commentary, we're here. Or if you like just chatting about rugby, is probably the better way of describing it. Is there any cricket matches on today regarding the Proteas? They are playing up against New Zealand later on. You're one of the first, David says Sock. I don't think I was one of the first. I'm definitely one of the ones who have been doing it for a wee while. I've been doing it for about 5.5 years now, which is crazy. They're just talking about the illegalness maybe of Tupavai's try. They're just showing it once again. James Parson was saying that it shouldn't have been one. But yeah, like, before we were doing it, like, there was 2 cents, there was Squidge, there was Gareth Mason as well. He's one that, of course, needs a lot of credit for the rugby community and the start of the whole lot. We have got there, is it, you watch outside of rugby then? No. Normally other sports-related stuff. Normally cricket, to be fair. And so many pro broadcasters on YouTube in the past 3 years. Must be tough for independence, says Studs Race. Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, if it brings the exposure to the game, I feel like, well, it depends on what everyone's goal is from YouTube. Like our goal originally was get to 1,000 subscribers. So the fact that we're more than that, like, that was pretty much the one goal that we had for the channel. And now anything's a bonus. So, like, whether we're streaming it for a few people on a random game, like, as long as it's a game that we're slightly interested in, like, I'd still do it. Like, I don't even want to calculate how many hours we've done on YouTube. I think I did it last year, and it was about 200 full days of 24-hour cycles that we had done, or on the channel, or something along those lines. Are you into Stranger Things at all? I watched the first season and a half, and then I don't know why I stopped watching it, but I haven't watched it since. But I don't think I minded it. I just never watched the rest of it. So I don't know whether or not I got busy and then decided, oh, well, I'll try and watch that later, and then never did. But yeah, I'm terrible at watching movies and series. I never get through them, sadly. A fusion between rugby and weekend cooking, perfect match. How has Torian Barnes played? He had a really solid run before, where he did try and bulldoze over the top of, I think it was Kalen Boshier. And then also, he did have a drop ball, but it went backwards, so it wasn't too bad. Just correction, it's 33 and Spain 14, says Mohadeen. What, that South Africa versus Spain game, they ended up winning not too long ago. I think it was 14-12 in the end between South Africa and Spain, if that's the one we're talking about. 204 days, dedication and quality, says Thuds Race. Yeah, I feel like it might almost be up to surely not 365 yet, but we'd be getting close. How do you not get through movies? It's just finding 90 minutes to be able to actually watch one. Because normally what happens is I'll watch the first 30 minutes and then I'll go, right, I actually have to do something. I have to edit or I have to get something done. And I can't watch just like a movie while being distracted. Like, it doesn't quite work. Right, we've got 2,260 or so streams that were done on the channel. That's a few. We'll need a calculator. Now, we've got to remember, some of that 7's related. What was it? 2,200 and there's about, we'll go 2,250 because a few aren't that long. Times, let's say, with the 7's included in there, 60 minutes on average per stream. It's probably more than that. 70 minutes per stream will go, just roughly, I don't know what it would be. Divided by, how do I do that? Divided by, what have I done? I times it by 70. I guess divide it by 60 for hours. That's 2,625 hours. Divided by 24. No, it must not be that. I've obviously done the maths wrong because that's only 109. Which isn't, well, it's like that's 24-hour cycles, but I thought it was up to 200. I must have done different maths last time. Or really calculated it wrong there. Rugby platform without social interaction is good. Bad is boring. Says, I am nutty. And who got the yellow card? Just came back. So the yellow card was for Caleb Boshier. I ended up getting it for the Chiefs, which I don't think they'll be too happy about, to be fair. I think they would have much preferred to have all their players out there on the field for the start of the second half. But we are about to get back underway. And come on, the Chiefs. See Christopher. But yeah, that next game that we are covering, it is Kenya versus Canada. And that is at 8:50. So that now means that this half has to be relatively smooth sailing for it to be the right time. What made me watch you was Rugby Buzz Takeover broadcast before YouTube, and then a social game lost its social aspect. I watched your commentary via live platforms because you had the social aspect. Says, I'm nutty. And we got Mochim, who's meowed. He has used that social aspect and decided, you know what I can add? A cat noise. As we are about to get underway, says, what's up, guys? But do let me know who you guys think will be the first try scorer of the second half. Because we didn't get it. No one picked Tupavai for the first half. I think this way of rugby listening, or this way of rugby listening is better than I had Radio Sport. Says Sock. And Meow says outdoor action. We got a couple cats. Is that a walrus? Dude, what sound does a walrus make? We got woofs as well in there. Copycat says Mochim, and the Chiefs says Stefan. I'm watching the match live and Kiwi Lads at the same time, says Rangi. And that seems to be a little bit more popular nowadays, I think. I think old times on the channel, we had a lot more people who were listening because they couldn't get the game. But we actually have quite a few people now who will watch the game and like literally just chat. Like there's even some people that I know of who have me on mute. They don't even want to hear what I'm saying. They just want to read what's happening in the chat while watching the game, which I mean, that works as well. And how you doing, Seven? Tomorrow we are. Yep, trying our best to get a few of those games. Which is great, even if you are blind. Says I'm nutty. Walrus be like Hong. And let's go, Hamish. Do you think about selecting Daniel Rona over Thinker what's that supposed to be? Jude, I know that it's one of your fancy names. I like the fact that you added the capitals. I almost got through half of it. I'm not sure what that word, like, or the combination's supposed to be. How's your cat, Hamish? It's dead. Died a couple years ago. So, probably not good at the moment, to be fair. But, no, he was all right at the time when he was alive. He was enjoying life. Joined me on a few streams. Anyone notice that photo on Sky TV is the breakdown of Hoskins Tutu, one eye, pose in New York. Creepy. Says Power Bite. No, man, I know. Says Taiwan. Mahole. See, I was looking at it as Macaulay. And I was thinking it was like some sort of like Macaulay Culkin thing. Who's your pick for the next field goal miss? It's pretty much whoever scores next, to be fair, because no side has got a kick over yet. We're 0 from 4 in the goal kicking department. Ben O'Keefe's going to score the first try. I'm telling you, some would argue he scored the first try of this match for the Chiefs. Ha ha ha. Bit of banter. No, it was an interesting one, and it will be the talking point of this game, unfortunately. But that's all right. There's still time. We have a good there. Come on, the Blues. Says Nishal. I have a parrot, says Mohadin. I wouldn't mind. Is it a cockatoo that talks or a parrot? What's the one that talks? Parrots don't talk much, do they? What's the the one that like you go, hey, say this, and it'll go. It's not what it sounds like. That was a terrible impersonation of the bird. Parakeet? Is it a parakeet? No, parakeet's a little one. Cockatoo? I think it's cockatiel. Something with a. Let's say something with a cock in it, but that doesn't sound right. Parakeet. Oh, it is a parakeet. I guess you have a talking parrot, says Mochaddin. Parrots talk a lot. The garden's pretty empty, says Rangi. I have a family in New Zealand, never met them myself. Ratama is on. Looks like the changes being made here for the Chiefs. Probably wants a crack, says Outdoor. Rona will score the second try. Okay, so you're going Daniel Rona as the first try scorer for the second half. Cam Miller is currently the best goal kicker in Super Rugby after last night's game. Is he, or is it, what's his face? Patrick Pellegrini. So he was decent off the kicking tee in the game up against the Fijian drawer. But he might have missed 2, actually. It's the second half on. They've just made their way on now. Have a pet rock, says Taiwan. Is it at least painted, or is it literally just the rock? We'll check here for a second. Right, Lachlan McWunnell is onto the field. That is for Sam Derry. It's a bit of a concern. We didn't really see a lot of Sam Derry. Okay, Pellegrini missed 2. Cam Miller missed 1. So you are correct, yeah. Right, yellow card's going to remain a yellow card. Sam Derry failed his HIA. These are all the updates that we're having at this halftime break. Kenya have just scored up against Brazil. Yeah, it's just a rock. And I saw Derry quite a bit, says Jordan. I must not have been looking out for it. Whatever he did, though, he got a head knock for it. Now nicely taken by Caleb Clark. This game's got 40 minutes remaining in that first half. Absolutely flew by. Ratama's second try, says Christopher. Playing it, don't listen to me, says Taiwan. You must have good hearing if you can hear Hamish of Fiji, says Jason. Now back across. And Zahn Sullivan, he's going to be looking for the touchline here. Currently, in terms of the odds, these two sides relatively even. Right, we're just hearing at the moment, they're just saying that they really want to make sure they don't get over the advantage line, this Chiefs side. In terms of what the Blues tactics are for the second half. Samasoni first try of this half set starts race. Although I don't know if he's got very long to do it. Because they got Tyrone Thompson off the bench and they might chuck him out relatively early in this one. Let's give him a little bit of a crack. So can we go like this at the moment in the odds department? It is currently sitting $2.20 underdogs here for this Blues side. They're still right in it. At the end of the day, it's 5-5. Now Ratama goes downfield with that kick from Josh Jacob. Tomoe Falau, more like nowhere Falau. He hasn't had a lot to do in this game, although he's got the ball now. Kieran Tomoe Falau kicks that one high, chases after it. Just because you said that, he's going to try and get a little bit more involved by the looks of it. Makes a tackle on Finley Christie. Takes him down on the halfway line. Do you have a prediction versus results average? Prediction versus results average about 0.01, I would say. The final of the sevens, I got bang on. The exact score line the week prior to that, I was just 1 try off. So I have a much more chance in sevens, it seems, at the moment. And in terms of Super Rugby games, I'm absolutely terrible at the predictions, which is one of the big reasons why I don't do Super Brew or anything like that. Now going off to the right-hand side. Pass back across. Hoskins Tutu. Oh, knock on there from Zahn Sullivan. No, they've decided, yep, no, they are going to go back for it. There was a bit of a delayed call of a knock on from Ben O'Keefe. He's just done a couple things, says Jordan. Are you covering any Six Nations games, Hamish? We certainly are, so I am going to be doing Italy versus Ireland, as well as Scotland versus England today, and then Wales versus France tomorrow. So many ads today. Kiwi lads getting paid, says Sutrace. I don't actually know why they put more on for certain streams. I think I've got it all set to automatic. I have no idea how to change it. So, I assume sometimes you guys get ad-free for a while, and then other times it probably just rattles them off in quick succession. How's the Ratama versus Christie matchup going? Well, Ratama's only just made his way onto the field. And he's only had 3 minutes out there. But in terms of Rowe versus Christie, Rowe had a few good moments, but then ended up with the injury, which hurt him quite a bit. Are you still playing cricket? I am, but we had a bye this week. But I am coaching the junior cricketers. And they lost today just by a very narrow margin. Oh, it's going to be a reset now. I feel like you've learnt your lesson, I thought, last time, I am nutty, when you were trying to rack up mods. I feel like you don't realise that they have a little bit of power. So, like, think twice, be nice, as they say back at primary school. I don't really get ads when I watch this, says Hano. I think there's a button in the studio that you can set, like you can click and then it will play an ad. But I don't know where it is. So, like, you guys will probably get ad-free for a while, hopefully. Like, the last thing you want is to be interrupted when there's something happening. Now, Cortez Ratama going up to the right-hand side. And that one's going to be knocked back by Caleb Clark. Awkward bouncing ball. Josh Jacobs picked it up, but there was a knock on. Bring up some tension for viewership, or you can just call it being a dick. I am nutty, you know, one of the two. And come on, the Chiefs get 50 tries, says Jasmine. And we have got the try for the Blues there earlier on as well. People are picking for the try from the Blues. There was a please in there from Nishal, earlier on too. O'Shea still off the field for another 3 minutes 40. It's actually felt like a very long time that he's been off. Where's Kenya? They are currently playing in the game up against Brazil in the Nairobi Sevens. That is in the women's side of things. We are covering the Kenya men versus Canada match. It is happening just around the corner. Looks like another player. There he is, Sam Derry. Failed his HIA. We have got there. Ratama has had his chance in the All Blacks. New coach won't put up with his and Finau's laziness, says Jordan. Come on, Kenya, says Sock. That is going to be another penalty here. It's one of the longest yellow cards I've ever seen. And the thing is, the game didn't even run that long after half time. Like, after the 40 minutes, did it? Like, it just felt maybe it was the long halftime break that caused it. A little bit there, but that one has gone into touch. Another chance for the Blues on attack here. Some handy players out there on the park at the moment. And they are actually, well, to be fair, they're playing with a man advantage. Scotland are going to lose today. Scots want Townsend out. There's power bite. Now, Bradley Slater throws it in. Taken by Lachlan McWonnell. Across to the right-hand side. Which country is Kenya? They are just literally Kenya as their country. There's a knock-on that time from the Blues. There are a lot of knock-ons in the second half, it would seem. Can't wait when Super Rugby starts in winter. Keeps the beers cold and the field cold. I like Vanos Gaming, tension and competition makes things compelling. So if I set a level competitive bar with you, I may have some followers. You may have, as we increase channel input. I don't think anyone cares what you're doing, though, I am nutty. Like, if it was rugby related, like, in terms of what's happening in the game, like, you can stir up some controversy there if you want, but, like, he just asked a simple question. So just, you know, if you know the answer it nicely. If you don't know the answer, then you don't have to. It was clear in the preseason game that Ratama has lost some weight. He's looking a lot sharper and keen to go back to his running game. And also we have got there Kenya is in Central East Africa, says Daryl. I'm cheering for England, but anyone who underestimates Scotland gets punished. Well, the thing is, Scotland have won 4 out of their last 5, which is crazy to think up against the English. But England look pretty good at the moment. If I say, if there is, say, 5 minutes left on the yellow, and it's half time, then in the second half, will there be 5 minutes of the yellow card? Normally, if it runs an extra couple minutes in the first half, I believe that yellow card time continues to go down. And Bard's got to be around 6'4". He's just slightly shorter than Vayu, 6'5", 6'6". Kenya Sevens is going to be good, says Sash. Showing a little bit of blood coming out of that top of the ear of Etino Nana Satoro. Sharper than Rico, that's for sure, says JP. Although Rico's doing all right for Leinster, to be fair. They're going off to the left. Chance here for the Chiefs, Daniel Rona. 38 metres out from their own line here, the Chiefs, Cortez Ratama. Is the possession off to Samasoni Taukiaho. They've got that bulldozer off the bench and Tyrone Thompson make his way on soon. And Nairobi sold out late yesterday, I heard. Yeah, they've got a great crowd for the Nairobi Sevens. Nicely taken by Zahn Sullivan once more. Sitting 40 metres out from the line. Need better quality, as in like the play. Oh, sorry, where's the crowd? I'm surprised that this game didn't have a bigger crowd, to be fair, mainly because it is the Saturday night game. And it is a big rivalry match for these two teams. Although Eden Park, because of how many people it can sit, it does always make it look more empty. I'd like to see the attendance number, which hopefully they'll show it later on. Kicked it behind from Stephen Perafeta. 50-22 was on, but it is claimed by Ateno Nanasaturo. Both teams' defences are very organised. And that is one thing that really stood out to me in the Chiefs preseason game up against the Hurricanes. They just wouldn't let them through. Ireland 235 for 5. And the last over against Oman, says Ty. And England look very good at the moment, but France are playing some beautiful rugby. Yeah, that game between England and France is going to be a hectic one. But there are still matches beforehand that can affect the impact. The outcome of the Six Nations. Looks like Ofa Tuangafasi now going to be taken off the field for Marcel Renata. So that change has been made. This game is a stalemate. Yeah, very close. Neither side wanting to budge. Where's Damien McKenzie? He's with his wife at the moment. She did just have the baby. Curran, hasn't touched the ball yet. Yeah, only to kick it downfield, really. I don't think he's had a huge amount of runs from the back. Curran Tomi Falau. Now, kicked him behind from Cole Forbes. That is something that has hurt both sides. So the fact that they keep on going for the kicks, it's a decent one from Cole Forbes, so to be fair to him. We'll find touch about 7 metres out from the Chiefs line. Rasi needs to get a Cy Warrior as line-out coach. That will change the game, says Ruby. Big congrats, D-Mac the GOAT, says Big Roll TV. At 40,000 and it looks empty, says Daryl. Can Wales upset France? Tell you what, if they did, it would be the upset of the Six Nations. Well and truly. Because they are not supposed to win that game. But, who knows? Maybe the Principality's got some sort of magic spell over it for today. Or tomorrow, sorry. And they can just really get something going. Now Ratama goes across there. Luke Jacobson. Eden Park is closer to 50k. And maybe this will be a draw. If it is a draw, we get to go to golden point time. Which we almost had in the Fijian draw versus Moana Pacifica game. But we did not get it here as of yet in Super Rugby for this year. To be fair, we've only had 3 games. It's a clearing kick from the Chiefs. Again, it will be the line-out opportunity for the Blues. About 30 metres out from Chiefs' line. Maybe if France gets 3 red cards within 5 minutes. Maybe. France B plays Wales. I think they've gone pretty strong, though, looking at the lineup that they've selected here, France. Although pretty much any lineup they put out there at the moment is very strong. Now, Finlay Christie, back across to the left-hand side now. And just to get out of that breakdown, it takes me back to 2018. All Blacks versus South Africa game. It was a draw, says, what's up, guys? Now, Christie looks left. Is it off to Satutu? That's a name that hasn't featured too much in this game. Looking for the steal on the breakdown again was Quinn Tupaia. Go the Chiefs, says Stanley. We've got 28 minutes to try and get some sort of big moment. There's a good run from Caleb Clark. Had 2 Chiefs players on him, but still continued to make a few metres. Oh, it's going to be an advantage there. Now backline movement, skip pass out wider. Peter Aki cuts back inwards, tries to get through Liam Coons Fabling. 10 metres now. AJ Lamb. They're playing under penalty advantage. Tackle made by Jacobson. Kenya 1, says Mohadeen. Oh, nice attack and run for from Slater. He all but went over. Liam Coons Fabling tries for the turnover in the breakdown. 2 metres out for Caleb Clark. It's going to be one of the big forwards by the looks of it. They've got a new penalty advantage. Renata's asking for it, but it looks like Christie's going to give it off. Over the top, Zahn Sullivan. He didn't know what to do with it. He almost still managed to score the try. Now Christie off to Dalton Papali'i. He gets close to the try line. Is he on it? They are calling for the try, and it is the try for Papali'i now. And the Blues, they take the lead at Eden Park. Definitely a strong for each side. Midfielders changed but legit, says Thuds Race. And chase to win, says Daryl. That is a good try from Dalton Papali'i. We have there coming the Chiefs, says Jasmine. And there as well, rules, I think the ball should be out of the ruck scrum when the halfback hands are on it. Yeah, see, that's one that, with all the changes that they made in Super Rugby, I'm surprised that they haven't done something about that situation. But maybe next year. I mean, they add about 2 or 3 different things. It's initially short there from Papali'i, then tries to roll over. I haven't seen a grounding there just yet. But you'd assume it was down. You know, Keith saw it from the backside. And conversion in, says Nishal. It would be the first kick of the day that goes over if it did. And France are happy to have Dupont back. And no check for that, says Studs Rays. Yeah, obviously, Ben O'Keefe must have had enough of a sighting of it from behind, but that is going to be over from Sullivan, making the score now 12 points to 5. Cool haircut, bro, says JM. I don't know if you're joking or not, because we've had some people question the haircut already. We had a buzz cut for a while. That was because of losing a forfeit on the channel. Damn says bad to the bone. Yeah, 12 points to 5. What did I end up saying my prediction was? Like 28-16. No, sorry, 28-26, but then maybe 10 points off each side. So we still need a few more to get to 18-16. I don't even know if it's actually possible. Well, it would be if there's a few more threes taken, but I don't know how many threes the Chiefs will be taking in this scenario. They are down by 7. Natoa Koi is on the field. That is for Josh Lord. I feel like the yellow card hurt the Chiefs' chances, says NZ Riot. We see there Jerome Brown's actually taken off for Sama Penifee now. So surprisingly, they are keeping Kalen Boshier out there, even though he had that yellow card and even though he's playing in the preferred position of Sama Penifee now. So I think Boshier has probably gone to 7 now. Would be the most likely situation. That was the call to leave the TMO out unless needed, says Daryl. Now kick down the middle of the field. Taken by Atenai Nana Saturo. Oh, big collision with Stephen Perafita. Ball's there again for Ratama. Goes off to the right. Has the pace changed since he's made his way onto the field for the Chiefs? They just seem to be going a little bit more speedy. Yes, they did end up conceding, but even with ball in hand, it just seems like it's moving around a little bit more than we saw earlier on in the contest. Off to the left, Kalen Boshier. 2-man tackle on him. It's had an eventful day. He's already had a yellow card. Now Ratama pick and go around the side of the breakdown. Just dragged down by, was Lachlan McWonnell, but they'll go back now for the penalty to the Chiefs anyway. It was the call to leave the TMO out unless needed. And Blues got the trick, says Hobbit. And if they get 2 more tries, they would also get that bonus point, which I'm sure they would be keen on. Last 5 penalties conceded. We've seen 3 of them going against the Chiefs. 2 of them against the Blues. Kick downfield. They're just talking about the players that the Chiefs had unavailable for this game. There was a list of about 10 players, including a lot of All Blacks in the mix, but that is one of the big reasons why I was so surprised the Chiefs were heavy, or not heavy favourites, but kind of favourites heading into this matchup. And at Eden Park, it was never going to be easy. That ball's taken by Tupavai at locking time. Now moving forward, Sama Penny now, he has joined into that rolling maul, getting it moving forward. As well as Naitoa Koi. This one's still going. At the moment, some good meterage made for the Chiefs. Tackle made on Simasoni Tolkiaho. Now away to the left-hand side. Good hands from Josh Jacob. Goes to Atino Nana Satoro. Kicking the ball away again here. It's just going to... Oh, it's staying in the field of play. Christie plays it into touch. And that could just about be... Oh, no, they've decided that Christie wants to take it quickly. But I believe it's not his ball to use. You're doing a good job, mate, says Pelham. Thank you very much. It is greatly appreciated. You've been here. We've got plenty more Super Rugby coming up in the near future. We've got the Six Nations coming up here soon too. But that one just somehow actually curved back in the field of play. And had he been on the other side of Finley Christie, it actually could have been a chance to score. Blues got the trick, says Hobbit. And coming the Chiefs, who were involved in the final before that. It's going to be a goal line dropout now. Sama Penifee now. Around the halfway line, charges at the line. Tackle was made. Now, Ratama. Chiefs, if they want to get back into this game, I'd say a try soon would be the way to do it. Passes across to Tenainana Saturo. He just put a premiere on that game. Which game are we talking? Actually, now that I think about it, you would have got a notification because 30 minutes away from that one starting for Kenya versus Canada, maybe. Finau, how come he can't do that for the All Blacks? I see it's Jordan. Now, off to the left-hand side, big lobby pass. It was a bounce pass to Finau. It's been mashed into touch by Cole Forbes. Now, another line out here for the Blues, just running out of space. Footrot Flats Prem, New Zealand Rugby. Says, I am nutty. And also, this game sucks. Jasmine. There's still a chance for a close finish, though. We've got to remember, they're only down by 7, your Chiefs, at this stage. Nov Mum. Tapia versus Tapia, says Jordan. Yeah, that is true. The two brothers out there on the field, Mason and Quinn. Rolling ball again here for the Blues. It's moving quickly. The ball's being dropped, though, with the knock on. And Mason is actually decent, says Jordan. And KVC, it's like KFC, but not for chickens. And Blues cheat, says Haino. But I don't know about this scrumming. This game to decide New Zealand coach. Not really, no. I don't think there's any sort of, argument for the two coaches at the Blues or the Chiefs in the All Blacks environment. Currently, tackles missed. There's been a few. The Blues have a 90% tackle completion. The Chiefs have a 92%. I don't really care who wins. Says, what's up, guys? Or if not officiating line out of obstruction for either side. And Hamish, I know I'm predicting Scott Robertson to become the next Scottish coach, Dave Rennie or Pat Lam to be the next Wales coach. There you go. It would be quite interesting to see how it goes if someone like a Dave Rennie went to Wales. Or if Scott Robertson goes anywhere overseas to see what he can do. The match yesterday will decide the New Zealand coach, won't it? Well, by the sounds of it, it did. Sounds like Jamie Joseph has pretty much signed the contract at this stage. Now, of course, that's all just rumours at this point in time, but yeah, it might have been the thing that kind of pushed him up. Come on, Chiefs, says Christopher. And Ireland got 235 for 5. It's a free kick, or in fact, no penalty. Angled scrum going against Mason Tapia. The Chiefs have a chance to kick this one towards the corner, and they will get something moving here, ladies and gents. And Kumiroa is good, says Jordan. Scott Robertson would be interesting with Scotland. I think he would suit them. I haven't heard about, I haven't heard that about the contract, says Zachariah. Or Zakiah, I should say, sorry. Of course, I'm in Abu Dhabi, so I'm out of the rumour loop. But yeah, by the sounds of it, something relatively, I wouldn't say like there's pure confirmation, but there just seems to be some level of maybe that it's happening. We have there what's with the ads taking up G. I'm not actually too sure because someone mentioned about earlier on that it doesn't really work too well. Now going back across to the right-hand side. Now moving across to the right. Quick hands from Liam Coombs Fabling. Now Tenainana Saturo stepping back inwards. What's with the ads taking up half of your screen? The ads taking up... Oh, is that when you get an ad on YouTube and it pops me to the side and shows you the ad and then it puts me back big? Is that the one that you're talking about? Zakiah as in Rakaya? Okay, I'll keep that one in mind. Super Rugby does the ads thing. Says I am nutty. But now kick for the corner yet again. I haven't had one ad yet, says bad to the bone. And picture in picture they call it, says Big Rig. Now Simasoni Tolkiaho. Ready for this line out throw. Looks like a few more changes are about to be made for the Blues too. As TV cast. I'm enjoying the conspiracy theories about Razor joining Rasi in South Africa. Imagine that scenario at the Rugby World Cup. And the Six Nations have started doing it during their scrums, and it's so annoying. Yeah, I heard that was one of the things that people really weren't happy about from the opening round of the Six Nations. Now nicely taken at the back here. Samaisoni Taukei'aho. This one's starting to move here for the Chiefs. So they start to take those couple more steps towards the try line, waiting patiently here. Taukei'aho on the back of the rolling maul. It is still moving. He's going to try and break off the back. By the looks of it, drops his head, gets close to the line. He's over. Taukei'aho scores. And it's the try that gets the Chiefs back into it. Well, the Chiefs went in the side. Which one? Well, that is a good bit of strength shown there from Samaisoni Taukei'aho. This seems like maybe a bit of a turning point in this game as well. Scrums can take like 4 to 10 minutes, almost in extreme. Says I am nutty, which is one of the reasons why they've tried to speed it up in Super Rugby just that little bit. You see it there. He just uses that rolling maul to his advantage, waits for that opportunity to go, and then does score the try for the Chiefs. Cashed out just in time. Wait, who did you back, Ruby, in that one? I can't actually remember who you said it was that you were backing. I assume you had the Blues winning, maybe. Commenting, so you try to say my name again. Heptagonal Ghost, wasn't it? I absolutely butchered it last time, though. What did I say wrong about it? That came off the tongue really smoothly. I think try me again at about 3 a.m. after a lack of sleep, and I will butcher it again well and truly, but I have no idea how it came off smoothly just then. Have you thought about wearing random wigs? No, not really. The thought maybe crossed my mind for Christmas when I was going to put on like a Santa wig, but that was about it. Where is the channel? Says Yogo, it is Sky Sport 1. Here in New Zealand, that is an accidental offside. So this will be a free kick now for the Blues. Quick tap taken by Knock. Moves it away to the right-hand side now. Happy New Year, by the way, says Heptagonal Ghosts. Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. Hopefully you are excited for the Super Rugby season that we have got coming up at the moment. There is an attacking opportunity here for the Blues. They only sit about 15 metres out from the line. Now across to the left. I'm in France. We don't have the TV. Says Landius. You may be able to watch it on Rugby Pass. Landius, perhaps. Pick and go around the side from Mason to Pyre. Against his brother's team. These two sides, though. 12-12 after the 65 minutes. What do you think Ian Foster was like when he saw Scott Robertson being sacked? He must have been on his couch, on his couch, having a good wine laugh. Well, the thing is, he knows that feeling all too well. Oh, another penalty. This one, it's a kickable 3. Must be time to warn the Chiefs, says Kiwi Rob. You should dress up as Santa on your streams early Christmas month. I did end up doing a Santa stream. It wasn't last year. It was the year prior, I believe. I had the rear gear on. I had a beard on as well. Yeah, they are going 3 points here for Zahn Sullivan. Taking any risks in this scenario. Just saying there about Bowden Barrett. So I'm going to go like that. And we'll go like that. I don't think Fozzie would have reacted like that at all. He's been through it, so he knows what it's like. He's too nice to do that, says Zakiah. And also, hi from Australia. I was trying to work out what that fancy word was, but then I just realised it's literally Australia, isn't it? Regardless of who's coaching New Zealand, are they still capable of winning a game in South Africa? I'd like to think that they'd get one, at least. But, 3-1, probably not a bad one for New Zealand. I said one a lot in that sentence. I do all these South Africans have to make everything about themselves. Hamish, don't answer them. But it's related to these two sides. I predicted a draw, so selfishly, I'm happy with no one else scoring. Did the kick go over? It certainly did, so that makes it 15 points to 12 now. Now rolling this one back. Knock goes into the pocket to Sullivan. Stephen Perafetta kicks this one down the middle of the park. He's had a solid game at 10. Oh no, drop ball from Josh Jacob. Luckily for him, though, it went backwards. Oh, that was a head collision for Perafetta. I think that's Anton Segner Tried to get on to the ball. They've been told to use it. Now going off to the right. Josh Berry. Now looking for the steals and the breakdown. What's this how everything got to do with the Blues and the Chiefs? Well, fun fact, the guys who are out there on the field at the moment, some of them will be going on that tour. Papali'i, one of them, now that Razor is out of the question mark, or out of the picture, he might make his All Blacks return. Peter Aki now trying to get round Naito Akoi. Another offload, Zahn Sullivan, just waiting here patiently for the opportunity to run it at Tyrone Thompson. So it was actually the last bit of effort from Simasoni Taukei'aho that got him over the try line. Big Rick South Africa would win. Now, outside of the 22-footer, Tenanina Saturo. Oh, it's kicked out on the full. Big mistake there. And All Blacks to rock back to first and second on the rankings, says Hobbit. One of England would still have a winning streak if they played the Box. Very hard to tell, but they play them this year, don't they? So we'll find out. That is if they get through the Six Nations. Because France would love nothing more to be able to get that clean sweep. Any other international friendlies this weekend? Like last week, Ireland versus England 15? No idea. But I know that we got those main Six Nations fixtures, but outside of that, I don't know if anyone's playing friendlies. I know that Super Rugby sides are playing friendly matches. Probably still needs to select a coach. Needs to get on with it. Says Studs Race. Looks like Sullivan has got back up to his feet. It looks like the USA have had a decent performance in their recent game of the season. Right, TMO checking for foul play. I believe this is the clean out. The collision between Zahn Sullivan and I think it's Tyrone Thompson. We're about to see the replay here. It's head on head. This might be a yellow card. And give us a Chahu, says Jared. It doesn't sound great when I do it. There's only one man who can walk into the AB's dressing room at such short notice and command respect enough to take them anywhere, and that's Sir Richie. And I'm from Fiji, says Basiva. Right, it is foul play. Penalty only. They've said that it was head on head. There's the mitigation of a change of the direction. It's a passive bit of contact. Okay. Was it much worse than Bouchier's? Or was Bouchier's that bad in comparison to that? Interesting. Stop making that face, says what's up, guys. And Thompson gives away 2 penalties already. And Mickey Mouse rules, says Sock. And also in Europe it's red, says Landius. Penalty only, says Jordan. And also I think they'll lose to France and England this year too. And Bulla says Basiva. Now line out throw. The Blues, they have got a 3-point lead. They were to score now. That would put them in a great position to go on to win this contest. We're living in a different universe now, says Studs Race. And sometimes I think they troll engagement by having inconsistent calls. Gareth is going on, but that's not actually Gareth. It's I am nutty. Fun fact, I was the one who timed you out because you were being annoying. So don't blame David for it. We have there, who's the penalty going to, says Juan Dele. That's going to be collapsing there in the maul and the ball not coming out. That means that the Chiefs will now have themselves the scrum feet just out from their own line. And Rusty Trombone, what is this? No idea. We have got there also in that quarterfinal, Jamie Joseph will have something up his sleeve. And okay, fair enough, says I am nutty. Okay, so yeah, stop going at the mods again, because or else then you're just being annoying. But New Zealand will lose to France in the semi-final of the Rugby World Cup 2027. It's a very early prediction, isn't it? But Tupovai, he's had an impact in this game. He did score the opening try of the contest. Speaking of opening tries, Uruguay have just scored against Germany. There you go. We have there who's the best club rugby team in the world right now. Go, probably Bordeaux. I'd have to have them right up there. I mean, Jalabert is absolutely tearing it up. This is the first time I've seen I get angry at someone or annoyed. Well, it's just, like, yeah. It's like just going at moderators for no reason whatsoever just makes no sense to me. So I feel like it's rightfully so. But 9 minutes remaining here at the moment. Cortez Ratama inside of the 22. It's going to be charged down. And this is going to be a dangerous one. It does go into touch. So the Chiefs now 5 metre line out from their own line. That went off Ratama. Sees Kiwi Rob. It did. It bounce back off his foot. You're right, from the other angle, it does show that it clearly had another deflection, so it should be Blues ball. But it doesn't look like they're going to look at it. Are you quad for me, Hamish? What does quad mean? Quad? Quad? That's horrible, says Jasmine, in terms of the scoreline, of course, you're referring to, but they're within 7. So that's the start. They just need to stay there. Oh, penalty goes the way of the Chiefs. That's going to help. Quad is angry. Is it? And come on, the Chiefs, get in there. It is a dirty Sanchez. No. Quad is angry, says Mohadeen. Well, not that I know of Mohadeen. And now another line out here. And Meow comes back from Mochi. And the Blues are in trouble, says, what's up, guys? They just need to avoid... Oh, there's another player with some blood. It's been a physical old outing in this contest. And maybe it hasn't been as high scoring as some were hoping for, but it's been eventful enough throughout the 72 minutes. It's been a tough old hit out for a first game of the Super Rugby Pacific season. Oh, that's a close line there. And now Quintupai has won that penalty advantage for his side. This one's going to be kicked downfield. And they're going to go back for the penalty. I think the only time Hamish is angry is when he gets LBW, says Ruby. As in, like, when I give an LBW or when I get LBW. Normally when I get an LBW against me, I just laugh because I know that I've missed it. And we have got there's lots of great talent in all the Six Nations teams, so a surprise new team I'm waiting to see. Have you pulled a hammy? I haven't pulled my hammy, but I've pulled my groin quite badly. And then my quad as well. So I've pulled pretty much everything in my leg except for my hammy. Oh, that one's going to be slapped back in the field of play. Oh, no. It's ruled as out. You got to catch the ball and land in. Okay, I get you. So pretty much what's happened there is you're allowed to jump from the field of play and slap it back in. But when you are doing from a jump on the outside of the field, you got to land with the ball in your hands, because I think that's where the mistake was made by the Blues. Stop pulling your groin, Hamish. Says Jason. I did play rugby too back in my younger years, not so much recently. You're a great man. I should visit the Tron. Says Jared. Have you seen my messages, says Kevin? What message are we talking, Kevin? I think I might have missed one. Oh, hi, Hamish, another close game. Sorry, I didn't actually see that one. But I did see your one about checking it. But yeah, very close between these two sides. Hope you are doing well and excited. The 7's just around the corner. In 10 minutes' time, ladies and gents, we are popping over to our next stream. And that is going to be Kenya versus Canada in the 7's. Now, Tupai Cook Savage, back and go from Tupovai. It's going to be dragged down by Lachlan McWannell. Anton Segner onto the ball. No one cleaned him out. And he's managed to rip it away for the Blues. A crucial moment in this game. His neck's at a really awkward angle in that breakdown, though. That ball, it almost became unplayable, but it's now coming out. How's prison? Says Mohadeen. It's all right, it could be worse. Imagine if you went to prison and they're like, right, you need a hobby, and you said, I want to do commentary on YouTube as a rugby streamer. And then what would make it worse is if they actually said, okay, we'll get you all the setup, we'll get you a PC and everything, we'll get you going. Nice run forward from Tupai Cook Savage. Now off to the left. And remember, this game only separated by the 3 points. So if the Chiefs were to get themselves a 3-pointer at some stage, we would potentially be going to golden point. They wait for Moana. Says Baseva there. Hamish felt bad about beating the other team single-handedly, so he stopped playing. That sounds like my touch rugby days. Back when I was a young whippersnapper with a bit of pace, I used to tear it up in touch rugby, then I got slow. But I was still out on the wing, to be fair, but just never touched the ball. Ratama going back across to the right-hand side. Tupavai now pops it up to Samapini Finau. He was almost through. Ratama takes the ball, and it's the try for the Chiefs that won't only get them back to level in this game, but it will give them the lead in this contest as well. Do you have a real job that's not sitting on a chair all day and talking to old men about sports? Yes, I do. During the week, Ben O'Keefe has cost the Blues this game, says Kiwi Rob. Who's got the ball? Well, Cortez Ratama had it and he ran his way over the try line. This game now in favour of the Chiefs. It's Samapini Finau with the offload assist. Now Ratama only Super Rugby level, says Red 7. And can't keep the Chiefs down, says Sash. That's a good offload from Samapini Finau. Up to Ratama, who has a very good support run, time and time again. And Ben O'Keefe, you naughty boy, says Jordan. A nice one, says Daryl. So now the lead. Important kick here. If this one misses for Josh Jacob, which it shouldn't, it is straight out in front of the post, and he gets it over, it now means that the Blues need a try if they want to win this game. And the thing is, they've got 4 minutes to get it done. Right down to the wires there, Stanley. Yeah, we've had a lot of close games in Super Rugby, particularly, though, the two New Zealand matches. What is Ratama eating while he's waiting for the game to get underway? Maybe a ton of blueberries. That man's tongue was very blue. Oh, and speaking of blue, it's a knock on from Caleb Clark. What were you saying about Finau? Says Nara Boy. Yeah, someone was saying that they weren't too happy with his international calibre. Now, Stephen Pettifett, a little quick shuffle near the sideline. Clark Tyne says Sash. And did anyone play Call of Duty? Is it like the original one? I think the first one I played was about Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Maybe. Oh, Josh Berry running this one forward. Now Brett Kumiroa looking for the steal and the break. And we got the donation from David as well. Thank you very much, mate. Greatly appreciated for your generosity there. Now Clark, big collision with Tupovai. Not much happening today, says Sash. Now passed across Mason Tupai. Couldn't quite shovel it on to Lachlan McWannell. Now Sam Knock. 3 minutes still on the clock. That's a missed one in terms of the pass. Brilliant pickup from Kalen Boshier. And off the feet there from Sam Knock. And it will be the penalty to the Chiefs. And a yellow card now for Sam Knock. How's Clark gone tonight? He hasn't actually had the ball too much. And to be fair, Cole Forbes hasn't either. Hasn't really gone out wide for this Blues side. And last minute try, please, Blues, says Michelle. Although now they're going to have to do it with 14 on the field. It's going to make it that little bit more challenging. But O'Keefe shouldn't referee again, says Kiwi Rob. Blues panicking, says bad to the bone. Yeah, that was the smoothest pickup I've seen from a big man picking it up round his ankles in a long time. Is Kyle... Wait up. Go like that. I haven't seen him yet. But he could be out there, to be honest. I just haven't seen him. Josh Jacobs still out there. I think that might actually be him there, is it? Kyle, turn around. Is he going to turn? Nah, he's. I think he is out there, though. I think he was on that far side. Are you selling $20 tinnies? No, we are not. I'm happy now. Just keep it up, Chiefs. And how many sevens are you doing, says Kevin? So we've got 4 games of the sevens today. They are Kenya versus Canada. We've got USA versus Canada, Kenya versus Belgium, and South Africa woman versus Kenya. They are the 3 matches that we've got. 4 matches, and then the 2 games of the Six Nations as well. And go the corner, 2 minutes to go, says Nutter Boy. And I've got those 2 minutes left on the clock. Do you go for the 3 if you're the Chiefs? I almost would. But then at the same time, you don't really want to end up down the other end of the field, do you? Do you know what a tinny is? I don't actually specifically know what it is, but I know it's something like substance-wise. But I don't actually know what's in the tin. But I'm sure there's a few people who would tell me. Go Funko Pop, says Jason. Why is it in a tin, whatever it is, though, rather than like a bag? Goal difference, mate. Says Stanley there. How many tries the Blues got? They've got 2 in this game, don't they? Chiefs have got... Oh, so they're trying to take away that bonus point of the Blues, but at the risk of maybe conceding a late try. We'll have to see. Chiefs line out, says Red. Blues at the penalty, says Jordan, although for now Tyrone Thompson is about to throw this ball in with 90 seconds left on the clock. It's gone over the top. Mason, or no, that time it was Marcel Renata trying to go for that ball. It was knocked on by the Blues, and the penalty goes their way. Okay, it was knocked on by the Chiefs first, they have said. Okay, so that one's for offside. So one last chance here for the Blues to be able to get back into this game. They have got 1 minute to do it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be an extremely eventful end to what has been a interesting, almost test match-esque type of match between these two sides. Or are we going to see them close it out in fashion? The Chiefs get that ball back and finish off this game with a win at Eden Park. It's going to be one of those two. It's a cold can of beer, says Tama. I should have taken the kick, says David the Mod. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It would have put pressure on the Blues to get a kick over, which it has been a tough kicking day. That one, no, stolen by the Chiefs at line-out time. They get it back with 25 seconds remaining on the clock here. All they need is 2 or 3 phases, and they would be able to close out this game. They're just waiting patiently here. The Chiefs trying to get that ball back. Ratama, looks like they will need one more phase. Oh, big clean out there on the breakdown from Josh Berry. Marcel Renata trying to hold him up. Bit of a counter ruck here from the Blues. Doesn't look like that ball's going to come out. And the siren just now sounding. Naito Koi, taking the collision. That ball goes out for Ratama. He looks to put it back into the pocket. Jacob kicks it out, and the Chiefs have won this game at Eden Park. In the opening contest for these two sides, the Chiefs managed to do it 19 points to 15. So it was a close one. There's absolutely no denying that, but they've managed to get over that line and get themselves the victory in the match. But nonetheless, ladies and gents, we have got another game just around the corner that we will be covering on the channel. That is not Super Rugby related, though. It is the Sevens. Kenya will be going head-to-head with the Canadians in the Nairobi Sevens. Then from there, we've got a couple hours break, back into a bit more Sevens, and then from there, we're into the Six Nations later on tonight. But Super Rugby still continuing on. There's a Brumbies versus Western Force game just a little bit later on tonight, but we aren't actually covering that one on the channel, but I will be giving my thoughts on it on those streams a little bit later on. But nonetheless, I do thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it is greatly appreciated you all being here for this matchup. We've got plenty more, like I said, coming in the very near future. And then while we're at it, we might as well mention what is coming up in the near future for these two sides in terms of their upcoming games. For the Blues, they've got the Force next week alongside the Brumbies the week after. For the Chiefs, they've got the Highlanders. And then also they then have the Crusaders. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for watching. 19 points to 15 as the end score. And I will see you all for the next one.